Good afternoon, folks. As someone who's proudly, shall we say, Kiwi-Australian, I've obviously been following very intently the bushfires that have affected New South Wales over the last few weeks. And a lot of people are pretty unhappy with the current Australian Prime Minister and think that he's been not very useful at this time. A guy called Nigel Lake a couple of days ago wrote a poem. It went up on some American Twitter website, something, whatever. But it's been passed around, and I thought it was quite. I thought it was of value. It's inspired in part by one of Scott Morrison, the current Australian Prime Minister's federal Prime Minister, election sayings. He recently got voted in again. He recently got voted in anyway. I'm not sure. Election was a few months ago. Anyway, Australian federal election. Of course, they had state election somewhere too. Anyway, he was voted in, so, and one of his election things were, how good is Australia? Right. So Nigel Lake gave us this poem, or prose, whatever you want to call it. How good are 90 bushfires? How good are choking smogs? Should we cheer the fried koalas burned onto blackened logs? Let's pack our bags for Chrissy and say our prayers for coal. Can you hear the gum trees hissing? Have we torched our nation's soul? How good are quiet Australians? They'll take this in their stride, whilst MP Bacchanalians claim Jesus is their guide. Let's pack our bags for Chrissy and worship burning coal. Can you smell the country dying? Have we crushed our nation's soul? How good are choking children? Yes, that'll show them, mate. No more strikes on Fridays, that really would be great. Let's pack our bags for Chrissy and keep on digging coal. Can you see the bare earth frying? Have we burned our nation's soul? How good are burnt out homesteads and forests turned to ash? Let's hear those thoughts and prayers. Oh, now we've got to dash. We've packed our bags for Chrissy and dug up all the coal. Can you feel Gondwana dying? Have we lost our nation's soul? And yes, it's right to point out here that, there is a special bond between Australia and New Zealand, not just counting that many people have lived in both countries. They have a very high level of intercourse across the Tasman Sea. And, New Zealand for a while was administered as part of the colony of New South Wales back in the 1800s, in the early 1800s, before becoming its own dominion. But I just thought that this poem or piece of writing from Nigel Lake, his name's just not. I tried to get the print to come up a bit bigger on screen, so it's his name disappeared. I believe it was Nigel Lake. And he actually did encourage people to thank them for spreading this. This is all the words that appeared on screen, and I did go through a couple of jiggles. If there was any more to it, it's scrolled off the screen, but it's 8 stanzas or verses as I've got it here. It's a Monday evening, 5:30, 9th of December here in New Zealand. So that's all, folks, and we'll put this up, and we're we're certainly aware of the situation for Australians, and with even Sydney having, extreme air pollution, and, the government's answer is just to give billions of litres to Indian companies to mine more coal, and Australia doesn't get much out of that anyway, so yeah, something's got to be done, but what? Alright folks, cheerio.